Lovely, good. So we'll start with our warm-up. Standing up, we'll get the body ready. Quite a lot of stuff with the hands as well today, so we will get these wrists nice and warm. But let's do a little posture check. Let's let the toes separate out. You can have a little rock back and forth, really feeling the feet plant into the floor, nice and even. Little sway side to side until we just come back to centre, where we feel nice and really grounded and centred. We're lengthening up through the top of the head, shoulders are back and down, and you're sensing your knees are not locked out though, so you're growing but you have soft knees. Hands are down by your sides, which means your chest is nice and open and the shoulders are back, chin is slightly tucked in. Breathe in, and as you breathe in, your tummy fills up with air, you can see, and then when you breathe out, you pull the belly in, so it engages all the core, it squeezes the air out the diaphragm. Technically out the throat, but that's what you're squeezing. So this top helps, you can really see. So think of it like a balloon, so all the wrinkles in the top disappear because you're filling up, and then you're squeezing, and you're trying to draw your ribs down towards your hips, zipping up the pelvic floor, so that's like you're holding in a weight. Give that a squeeze in there, zip up here, and continue with breath. Lovely. Let's breathe a little bit longer than normal. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Maybe 4, 5, 6 seconds, whatever works for you. Keep it even. One more nice deep breath. Lovely. Hands forward. Stretch those fingers. Let's breathe in through the nose. Breathe out, tuck the chin in. Breathe in, lift the chin. I forgot to start my watch to say I'm doing Pilates. Continue with this in and out breath. There we go. Lifting the chin, lifting your heart to the ceiling, so you're feeling your shoulders back, little stretch, and then tuck the chin in, feeling the back of the neck stretch. And again, breathe in, lift, breathe out. One more. Let's add those arms, reaching up, stretching your ribs away from your hips. Reach back and then swing down. So move up forward a bit, breathe in, and out, and in, and out. Let's swing all the way down, chest to knees, eyes looking down to the toes. Out breath. In and flopping right down, knees are bent. To protect the back, one more. And back to centre. Lovely. Let's get these neck and shoulders warmed up. So a little circle. Still thinking of your posture check. So you've got your ears over your shoulders, shoulders over knees, knees over hips. Change direction. Knees over hips, hips over knees, otherwise you'll be upside down. Let's say the ear to the shoulder. I shouldn't try and do that with my head moving. So you're in a plumb line, ear, shoulders, shoulders, hips, hips, knees, knees, ankles, that's the one we want. Let's push this other hand away, let's lengthen the neck, little grab, as if you're being lifted up by your ears, so you get a nice lengthen, and then you can use the fingers to stretch. Lovely. Breathing here. Keeping your feet underneath you, they're parallel, so not too wide, underneath the hip bones. Keep squeezing that tummy in, zipping up that pelvic floor. Rotate and look down. Again, gentle pressure with the fingers. Oh, more tongue-tied tonight. Drawing your shoulders down. And release. Lovely. Let's change sides. Ear to the other shoulder. Let's pull up, push down, and lengthen over. Keeping both shoulders, drawing them down, squeezing that tummy. So we're engaged. We're trying to engage all the core muscles and the muscles around the spine, stabilising the spine. Rotate down. And release back to centre. Lovely. Let's have the arms bent and in at the waist, shoulders back, and then open up these arms, squeezing the shoulders back, chest open, and then close. So breathing open. Stretch those fingers, feel activeness from the fingertips to the shoulders. And also squeezing the top of your arms, so you're trying to keep your arms near your body, even though your shoulders aren't. Imagine you're holding a bit of paper right at the top of your armpit. Lovely, let's add on, breathe in, reach, breathe out, squeeze those elbows back. So you really pull back, breathe in, reach, squeeze, pull back, lovely. Breathe in, reach, squeeze, pull back, and relax, lovely. Arms here, similar kind of exercise, working this rotator cuff, keeping your elbow armpit height, shoulders back and down, squeeze the tummy and push down. Keep elbows and shoulders exactly the same height. Lovely, using breath. Breathe in, breathe out. On that out breath, squeeze that tummy. Draw the belly button back towards the spine. That engages those muscles. Squeeze the pelvic floor. Lovely. Let's do one arm at a time. Let's add ahead. Looking to the right. Breathe out. Push down. Breathe in. Breathe out. Left. Really squeeze that tummy. So although we're working the arms, the rotator cuff, you could still work the insides through your abdominal muscles, working from the insides out. You don't have to be doing a crunch. Let's hold both arms up and back. Keep the shoulders down. And release. Lovely. So a little roll of those shoulders. Going to do a little bit of something to warm up these shoulders anyway. We're going to do it in a squat position, so that's our isometrics. So let's get these wrists warm, circle them round. We'll probably do a few planks and bits today. Easiest way to do isometrics because you're holding your whole body, recruiting all the muscles, reverse. But we will do an option of it on the elbows if your wrists aren't happy. I'm not going to do too many, don't worry. Love it. Take the hands together. Let's row a figure of 8. Lovely, and then stretch those fingers, stretch the wrists, and reverse, and again, and reverse. Taking those arms up, and then bring them down, round the upper back, push the hands towards me, head tucks in, chin tucks in, stretch those shoulder blades apart. And release, lovely. Let's stretch the other way. Grab the hands behind and just stretch the chest up. So I'm just stretching my arms back. If that's not comfortable, you can just do this. It's just so we get your chest lifted, squeezing the shoulders back. Lovely, and release. So a little bit of a side bend as well. Let's take the arm, reach out, lean over, reach up, and then this one slides down and we reach over. If you need to, support yourself with your hand, if you're feeling anything in that back, and release. Because again, when you're bending, your spine's got discs in between it, and discs are like donuts. Don't know why they call them discs, because you think they're hard, but they're not. They're very squidgy and soft, like a donut, and they have fluid in them, like jam. So when you bend over to your side, you're squashing your donuts on this side. So you need to be controlled and gentle. Sort of sudden movements like that, you're going to squash them too much. Same as bending forward and backwards. That's why the discs, they get a lot of wear and tear. And if you get too much wear and tear, you squeeze them and your donut, your jam comes out basically. And that's herniated disc. That's all it is. But it's the fluid comes out, hits the nerves, and it really creates a lot of problems. So always gentle bending and supportive. Good. So I want to do a little bit for the legs whilst we're standing. This is how we could do it isometrics. I'm going to turn sideways just so you can see my posture better. Same thing, feet underneath, as we're going to start with some squats, then we're going to hold, and then I'm just going to add some arms. So generally with a squat, the main thing is don't let your knees come forward. It's like you're sitting down in a chair, so you just stick your bottom backwards, sit back, and we're trying not to do this either. So it's like your chest is up and you just sit in your chair. If you want, have your hands to support yourself, pretty much. You don't want your knees to go past your toes, is a good reference point. So just think of the back being nice and straight, try not to arch, because then you're going to feel it in the back, so you've got to keep it straight. If anything, tuck it under if you're prone to arching. Okay, let's just hold down, squeeze the tummy, squeeze here, taking those arms up So you're reaching up and your bottom's reaching down. So tailbone's reaching one way, you're reaching the other way. Again, you can have your hands on your hips. Try not to lift the shoulders, keep them back down. Squeeze the tummy, push the bottom backwards. Light in the toes, heavy in the heels. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. So it's harder because you're not bending, releasing, you're holding, so your muscles are under tension, so the body works quite hard. I'm going to do a few more. I'm going to add some arm. I'm going to face forward so I've got a bit more room. Now we know what we're doing. Hip width apart. Let's come back down into that squat. Again, you can always stay here if you need to, keeping the chin tucked in, taking your arms up, and then the arms are going to move but the legs are not. So let's take the hands, push them back, lift the arms up, palms to ceiling, push them down. So I've got my chin tucked in, just so there's no stress in the neck, so make sure you're the same. You can have a quick eye on me. Palms up, get those arms up, push down, lower, reach up, and down. Breathe in, weight in your heels, squeeze those arms back, up. You're going to feel this in the fronts of your legs, underneath your knees, in those calves, in those quads. Let's do one more. Hold here. 2, 3. Take the arms down, push them back. Hold here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and release. Have a little shake. That's an isometric hold, a little bit harder. Just going to add slightly more onto that, just changing shape slightly. Feet together, so we can squeeze the nose, the knees, squeeze the knees and the ankle. Your position is exactly the same. You just squat back, and we're going to open the arms to the side like flying. Okay, shoulders back, squeeze the knees, so you're working these inner thighs. Sit back. Making sure you've got your bottom back, you've got space, you can see your toes, and open your arms, squeeze back. So you can see my shoulders squeeze together, really squeeze, lower, squeeze. It's like you're trying to squeeze a tomato between your shoulder blades and your knees, squeeze. 4 more, shoulders away from the ears, squeeze the tummy, use the breath, squeeze, last 2, breathe in. Breathe out, breathe in, and out, and hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo! Give those shoulders a roll back into parallel. Wonderful. Let's just have a little soft knees with very little twist. Just releasing. Good. So you can kind of feel the vibe, what we're doing today, a lot of that. Twist and hold. Looking over the shoulder. Doesn't matter if your hips twist or your body twist, just a little twist all over. To release the shoulder. And the other way. Surprisingly, quite out of breath doing that. Quite heart rate's up. That's good. Lovely. Okay, we're going to roll down. We're not going to roll down into plank today because we're going to be adding some planks on. So we roll down a few times and then we'll just come down into kneeling position. I'm going to do a few and then I'm going to flip my camera around once we're here, once I'm on the floor. So again, with your roll down, it's really about stretching your back and then the legs. So you've got to feel your back really stretching as if you're pulling your shoulder blades apart. It's kind of like that. Feel like that as if your arms are stretching. Pull the belly in. And then the last bit, you stretch out the legs. Otherwise, you can just end up folding forward. It's not a hamstring stretch. So breathing in at the top. Breathe out, chin down, round the shoulders. Like someone's grabbed your hand and is pulling them. Chin tucked in. Squeeze the belly, pull it up towards the spine. Stretch the back, feel the arms stretch, feel the shoulders, and then slowly into the legs. Support if you need to. Breath in at the bottom, pull that belly in so you've got space to reach forward and stretch. Breathing in, breathe out, let's come back up, slowly stacking the spine, pull that belly in. Again, you're really heavy and rounded. Get to here, you start to open up, open back the shoulders and lift up. One more. Roll down. Breathe in at the bottom, breathe out, come back up. This is our last one, we'll take it to the floor this time. Breathe in. So you're feeling really tall and then you're rounding, you're folding in half. Pull that belly in, so you're really working it. Stretch the back. Come down to the floor. If you can keep your feet in this position just to give them a little stretch. Stretching your feet. Hold for a moment. And then release the feet, sit back into child pose. I'm just going to reposition my camera so you can see me better on the floor. There we go. Some more water. First thing. Okay. So we're in child pose. And you're just letting your shoulders relax and your forehead is on the floor, chin is tucked in. And then let's come up to a sitting position. So I'm going to do our cat stretch on the feet so that we're not putting any weight into the wrists at the moment. Same thing, so we're going to reach forward, a bit like a down dog. Reach forward and you let your bum come up in the air and you're stretching these arms. So stretch the tummy, arch the back, push down through the shoulders. Breathing in and then breathe out round your back, put your bottom down towards your feet and pull up. A little bit like the roll down we've just done. We're arching the spine and rounding the spine. Again, breathe in. Keeping that chin tucked in a little bit as well. Breathe out, bottom towards the feet. Get to here, round that lower back. So you feel this stretch in here. Pull the tummy in, so you're using your abs to get there. Wonderful. Let's do another one. Breathing in, stretch forward. Push that chest down. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let's pull back. Wonderful. Okay, so we shall do. We'll do this one first. So we've got our hands underneath us, hands under shoulders, and really make sure the shoulders are back. And we're just going to start off with sort of building into some gentle planks. So let's take back the right leg and just stretch it. So just taking it slow, really getting your position right. So you push that heel right back. So you're really feeling a stretch in your calf. Your shoulders are strong. Try and pull them apart a little bit, your hands, and it just engages all around that shoulder girdle. You're looking straight down now. Think of the abdominals, squeeze them in, push the foot back. So this is quite a strong hold on its own. So if you really engage everything, you can make this quite a powerful move. Let's come back. Change sides, left leg back. So again, really think of those things. Lengthen the shoulders, pull the hands apart, push that heel back, squeeze that tummy in, squeeze the bottom of the leg you're pushing back. So you really are engaged. Lovely. We're going to go right and then I'm going to take it up into a plank. So push back, right, squeeze the tummy, push back, left. You can have your feet quite close together if you prefer. Squeeze the knees and the thighs, then you're engaging everything. Don't let your hips drop, shoulders back, nice and long, chin is tucked in, looking sort of straight down. Don't let your head drop, squeeze that tummy in. Let's count, push the heels back, keep squeezing, keep breathing, pull that tummy in, squeeze, push your hands into the floor, try and pull those shoulders apart, squeeze the ankles together, squeeze the knees, squeeze the bottom, squeeze the tummy, 4, 3, 2 and 1, release, well done. So you see how much kind of effort that is just holding a plank still. You're recruiting so many muscles, your shoulder, your back, everything. Let's give these wrists a little rest. So I'm going to do some planks on the elbows because I appreciate it's a lot on these wrists and it's a little bit less intense. But again, if your elbows are hurting, you can always go back to the wrist. Same thing, I'm going to do a plank, but what I want to try and do is just lift one foot very gently off the floor. So you could, so your elbows are under your shoulders, that's important. Again, your shoulders are back, your neck is long. You could do a plank on the knees if you want, and you could just lift one knee if you want to, or you can tuck the toes under, come to a full plank. It's really, just want to make sure you see my toes, it's just a foot lift. You're not lifting your leg up, because then you'll go wobbly and you'll be out of alignment. So it's really just, if your foot's there, you just point it and lift it off. That's all we're doing. So we're just going to hold one side for about 3 or 4 breaths and switch. Again, if you need to do 1 breath or 2 breaths or on the knees, you work at your level. Shoulders back, find your position. Really push back through those heels. If you're doing a full plank, squeeze the tummy. Feel like you're tucking your tailbone under a bit. That stops you dropping the hips. Ready? Let's go. Right foot. Just take the toes off the floor, point the leg. 3 breaths. Or lift the knee if you're doing that. Squeeze that left leg. 1 more. Put it down. Point the left toe. Push those elbows into the floor. Strong shoulders. Squeeze the tummy. 1 more breath. Foot back, knees down. Well done. Let's come up. So, something a bit more gentle. Still in the same vein. So, I'm going to start small. This is one we do loads. This is working on multifidus muscle, which kind of goes up the spine and stabilizes the spine. So it's not the big superficial muscles in the back. It's a really important one. We're going to work those in a moment. Same thing, hands under shoulders, shoulders back, pull the hands apart. We're just going to lift the right hand 1 inch and the left knee 1 inch. And we're just going to hold there and hover for sort of about 6 to 8 breaths. So strong, squeeze the tummy, right hand comes off, lift the whole left leg off, foot and knee and everything, and hold here. Squeeze the tummy, push into that left hand, looking straight down, don't let the shoulders collapse, keep squeezing the tummy, more and more, squeeze that pelvic floor. 1 more breath, release, just feel the power in that move, so much harder. Okay, lifting the left hand off, right leg, and you're trying to balance in the middle, push those shoulders away from the ears. Push that right heel into the floor, the heel of the hand. Neck is long, shoulders away. Squeeze that tummy, squeeze it tighter, squeeze the pelvic floor. 1 more breath. Release, lovely, let's sit back. Just rest. Wonderful, give these wrists a rest. So I'm going to take that up a level. I want to start to take our arms and legs off like we've usually done in the past. So again, on all fours, and I think we'll just start with an arm, then we'll add a leg, then we'll do an arm and a leg, so you've got your options. So an arm, it's surprisingly difficult to hold it, so reach it forward, stretch it, and get it up near your ear, and we're going to have the thumb up, and that helps lift it. So let's just do that and hold. So shoulders back, tummy in tight, reach, lift, reach that arm, try and get it up near the ear. The other hand that's on the floor, push strong, no rotation, keep your chest down. The hand is reaching forward, squeeze that tummy. One more breath. Release. We're going to switch sides, then I'm going to add some arm movement. Give yourself some space, shoulders back, push on the floor, arms apart, reach and lift. You're trying to get it up near your ear without lifting the shoulders, so without rotating, just the thumb goes up, so you're having to work your flexibility in the shoulders and the strength in that arm. That is quite challenging. Again, try and imagine you've got a cup of tea on your back, so there's no movement in the hips. 1 more breath and release. Lovely. So I'm going to lift the arm up, squeeze it back, lift it up and down, and my hand is going here, and then like you're opening the curtain, coming back and down. It's optional, so you don't have to do it, but if you can, let's go. So reach forward, reach to your side. Come back up and lower. Stay on the right, reach up, squeeze back. When you squeeze back, imagine a balloon under your arm. Squeeze it back, try and reach behind you. Come up and down, 2 more, reach, squeeze back. In and down, use the breath, reach and squeeze, and in and down. Switch sides, I'm just moving so I've got space. Breathe, out, in, out, in, out, squeeze, in, out, 2 more, in. So really using your breathing, really squeezing those abdominals. And release, well done. So quite a bit of challenge there. So we're going to do the leg, so we're going to hold it still and then add a bit of movement. So it's isometric with some movement, because if we just held our legs still for the whole time it'd be a bit boring. So we're adding on, but essentially the body's under tension and is still. So let's just take the right leg back. And again, imagine you've got a cup of tea on your back. So you can almost put your hand there. You can feel if you're rotated, you want to be flat. So this hip's very much down towards the floor. The lift is small. You start to lift too high, you're going to start to arch your back, which we do not want. Shoulders back, pull the hands apart, right leg squeeze and lift and hold. So because we're holding still, you can really think about your posture. So hips are down, squeeze the tummy in. Shoulders back, push the hands into the floor. Lengthen that leg, trying to reach behind you, squeeze that bottom. And let's take it down, lovely. Let's switch sides. Nice strong hands, strong shoulders, strong tummies, lengthen the neck. Left leg slides back, squeeze it up, lengthen it, lift. Only an inch or 2. Feel the tension in that left buttock. Lengthen, push those hands into the floor, squeeze that tummy, make sure you're not rotating. Squeeze. 1 more breath. Release these hands. Good. I want to lift the leg, take it out to the side and come back in. So lift the leg, slide out, in and down. Stay on the same side. The right leg lift, slide out to the diagonal, in and down. Leg lift, push those hands away, out to the diagonal, in and down. This one we're going to hold, lift it up, hold it out, squeeze here. So let's concentrate. Push the hands in the floor, shoulders away from the ears, squeeze the tummy, lengthen that leg, squeeze the bottom, feel that glute kicking in. Keep breathing, 2 more breaths. 1 more. Leg back, knee in. Wonderful. Give these wrists a quick rest. We'll do 1 more. I don't think we'll do legs and arms because we've done quite a lot. We need to give these wrists a break. Last one on the leg. I'm just going to flip round so I've got space. You can see, even though it's a simple exercise, how much I'm shaking. Shoulders back, arms apart. Squeeze the tummy. Left leg back. Small squeeze and lift. Oh, I'm going to hit the bed. So, whilst the leg is there, push into the floor, shoulders back, pull those hands apart, squeeze that tummy, make sure your hips facing down. If you've got a mirror, you can adjust. Breathing in for the nose, out for the mouth. Every out breath, squeeze that tummy, zip that pelvic floor up more. So you're really working your abdominals here. 1 more breath. And lower. Okay, we're going to lift the leg up, take it out to the side, bring it back down. So strong, back, squeeze, leg up to the side, in and down. Lift up to the side, in and down. Lengthen back and squeeze, and in and down. Lengthen, lift, out to the side, in and down, and lift and hold. Push through those hands, separate them, don't let yourself rotate, squeeze that tummy, squeeze that pelvic floor. A few more breaths. 1 more. Leg back, in and down, well done. Such good strength work there through your shoulders, your arms. I know it feels like a lot, but getting all that flexibility in those wrists is really going to help. Any sort of weight bearing exercises are very good for keeping arthritis and osteoporosis at bay. Stretch those wrists the other way. I'm going to sit on my bottom. Whew. Lovely stuff. So we're going to do a little bit of isometrics here as well, where we can balance. Sitting up, perfect balance pose. So we've got a couple of options. Let's start low. So I'm going to bring the feet in up towards my bottom. So as I do that, it makes me tip back. So you don't want to go too far that you're going to roll back, but just far enough so you can feel you're just on the cusp of about to do a backwards roll. Pull that belly in, try and relax the shoulders. So you might feel it easier to hold here, wherever you want. We're just going to hold, just going to add on, but we're going to hold. So maybe, and again I'm going to take the hands underneath for this, can we lift a foot? And again, if it's just a lift here, that's fine. Don't worry if it's not all the way out there. So I'm holding, pull the tummy in. And I'm feeling my back round slightly, so it's not arched. It's just pull that belly in, that's going to help. Let's switch legs, let's just hold here. Try and look straight ahead, relax the neck, chest and shoulders. Again, every out breath, squeeze the pelvic floor and zip up the pelvic floor, squeeze the tummy, good, release. Can we take off an arm and another arm? Just holding here is going to be tough anyway, so, and again, if you need to, you can have your feet down and come up a little bit, but we're trying to challenge. It's the tummy that we're doing here, that's what's holding us up. Can we add a right leg? So these are all add-ons, so you work where you want. If you need to take the hands down, do, or if you need to support the legs, do. I'm going to switch legs for one more breath. I'm getting the shakes, that's fine, that's a good thing. Just pull that belly back towards the spine. So you're not getting stress on the neck by lots of crunches, but you're really working those abs. Can we do both legs? Let's have a little, give ourselves a bit of something. Hold on, knees together, feet together, a bit easier. Just try gently with the fingers, try not to grab onto it. You could just do one leg if you want. Squeeze that tummy, try and relax the neck. So you know what I'm going to do. I'll take off an arm. Again, these are just add-ons, so you work at your level. If you need to come back down, do. Other arm. Can we straighten a leg? Another leg. Ooh, a few more breaths. One more. Just let the legs come down. Let's lengthen those legs as much as you can. Just calm forwards. Chin tucked in. Nice stretch in the back of the neck. Lovely. I'm going to do a similar kind of exercise to work the abs. But this time we're just going to gently roll down, as in C curve, go down to the floor, but we're going to stop and hold it on the way. So breathing in, pulling up, trying to get a nice straight back and then round. Here we go. Tummy's going to feel it because we've done a lot of planks, the abs are tired. Can we just take the arms off? So we're thinking more of backwards than we were before, but really pull that belly in. It wants to stick out, don't let it. Again, if you need to, you can have a bit of support. Can we go a bit further? But not yet, so your ribs are on the floor. Hold and squeeze and breathe. Hold your knees if you need to. A bit further. Hold. Just close the eyes, just go somewhere wherever you need to go to just keep breathing, squeezing that tummy slightly lower, just getting those ribs on the floor. And all the way down, arms over the head, well done, lengthen those legs. Good work. So I'm going to do a little bit of oblique work. So we've really done upper and lower abs, so just these sort of middle bits. So same thing, we're just going to hold position. Let's have the feet flat on the floor. And I'm going to have one hand to the side, and I'm just going to have one arm here. I'm going to crunch up and just reach to the outside of the leg, and I'm just holding here. So this is the bit I'm working, this left side. And imagine if your hip is there and your rib's there, you're trying to support your hand, so hip to rib. If you need to support your head, just do, but fingers to the back of the neck. If you can reach over, wonderful. And just hold. And just keep reaching a bit further and squeezing. Pull the tummy in, squeeze the pelvic floor. So when you're holding a move still, you've got longer to think about your technique. Relaxing the neck, hold if you need to. A few more breaths. And we're not going to go back down, we're just going to switch sides. So let's take the other hand down. Take this one up and over and reach. And holding, I'll reach here. So this is our sort of base level. I'm going to add on a little bit to this with double arms. You can always come back to this. Again, you can always support the head as well. But try and keep the elbow back and just think of this crossing over. So you're crunching here. Trying to relax the neck a little bit. You can always have a little shake side to side just to try and release the tension and tuck the chin in slightly. And release. I need 2 more of these because I do understand you can get a lot of tension in the neck. So this one, both hands together. And just reach to the outside. We'll add a bit of movement to the side and to the other side. It's like you're chopping, kind of drawing a rainbow. Chop and chop. So you really feel it in that waist and the obliques chop. Breathe in as you do your rainbow. Breathe out as you chop. And again. Speed it up. 2 more, hold over, pulse, 1 and 2 and 3, again if you need to, support the head, and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, we are switching, 1 and 2 and 3, squeeze the tummy, 4, relax the neck, 6 and 7 and 8, well done, release. Oh, let's do a little stretch for the neck and the shoulders, just to give a lot of planks. It just gets really open these shoulders a little bit just before we move on. So hands down by the side, and our set up position is we've got a bit of neutral spine, our feet hip width apart, shoulders away from the knees, length of the neck, and then we're just going to take the arms up and over. Let that rib cage lift, let the tummy stretch, don't worry, and release. And breathe in. This is really uncomfortable. You can always do one arm at a time. If you find it's really not much range of motion, one arm will be nice. Well, I'd like to do some arm circles. I don't really have much room, but I'm going to try. So I'm going to take my arms up and over and out and round. That's it, just about enough space. So I'm drawing lovely big circles, really opening up the chest. Lovely. If you're in not a lot of space, like I am, you can always bend those elbows in because it's the shoulders we're stretching here. Reverse those circles. So just going the other way. So I'm going to go up and over. I'm almost kind of doing circles with my elbows. Whatever space you've got, we can always work something out. Okay, another nice little stretch. Holding your elbows with each hand. And again, this can be a bit tight for some of you, so just work with what you're happy with. Take your arms back over your head. And resting here. And just slightly take them one way, so over to the left, feeling that stretch. And then gently over to the right. And then I'm just going to do a little circle, so it's kind of like a halo around my head a little bit. Bringing them round and down. And then change direction. Really try and take it across, not easy with glasses, pull it across. You're getting a little shoulder stretch pull across, and then round your head. One more, pull and pull, leave them up over the head. Let go of the elbows and bring the arms down, trying to keep the hands, wrists on the floor if you can, and bring your elbows down towards your waist. So you're creating a W shape with your arms and just resting here. And you can think of almost lifting up your chest and squeezing your shoulder blades back, so you're getting a real stretch in your chest. Imagine you were lying on a roller or a towel, so you're kind of squeezing your shoulder blades together underneath you. Taking those arms down. It's a little bit yoga, but try and grab those hands underneath you and just do your stretch like we do when we're standing. So this is a stretch, it's not really a bridge, it's just stretching the chest. Your shoulders are underneath you. You can lift up your hips and create an arch. Neck is long, get a nice stretch in that neck. Slowly come down. Lovely, so we're going to do some proper bridge work now. So that is like a stretch. So the body, we want to have a gap in the lower back. Feet hip width apart. Again, draw your ribs down towards your hips. Squeeze in the tummy, pull it in. Zip up the pelvic floor. Making sure you got your toe, the ball of the foot, little toe and the heel nicely even on the floor, so you're not rolling in or out. And that means your knees are going straight up to the ceiling. Shoulders away from your ears. Neck is long, so if you need a towel under your neck just to help elevate slightly, but you don't want to have like a pillow so your neck is not straight. It's all about alignment. Imagine you're standing up or standing against a wall, so you're nice and long. Breathing in, breathing out, pulling your tummy back towards your spine and drawing your back into the floor slightly. Breathe in, release. Breathe out, easing that in again. So we want to start off with a back stretch, and then we lift the hips to engage the back and work the glutes. So ultimately, if we want to stretch our lower back, we need to engage the muscles in the front, so your agonist and antagonist are working. So you pull your tummy in as tight as you can, flatten the back, and then that means your back is long and stretched, and here's all the tension, but your back is feeling a lovely stretch. This is great for lower back pain. If you ever get any twinges in your back, you could just do this and hold it. Again, isometric hold, just squeeze it and hold it. So the muscles in the tummy are doing all the work, the back's getting a lovely stretch. It usually feels really comfortable. Let's release. The key is not to push on your hands or push on your feet. It's all coming from the inside. Breathe in, breathe out, pull that tummy in again, squeeze the pelvic floor, flatten the back into the floor. So from your tailbone all the way up to your ribs, there's no bit of air. Your whole back is flat on the floor, holding it here. And then when we do lift, you're just literally peeling off the floor. But it's very important to flatten first. When we lift, we start to engage the legs and the back muscles, so then the tummy's relaxed, so it then has the opposite effect. Right, let's release. This time we're lifting, and we're just going to lift and hold, so we're not going up and down. Breathe in, breathe out, flatten the back into the floor, peel the hips off, lift. So we're going to hold here for a bit so we've got time to think about it. So making sure the feet are flat on the floor so your knees are up, squeeze with your bottom and lift. So you're thinking of stretching here as well. Your ribs are down but your bottom is pushing up. Let's just be on the ball of the foot a bit, then it just makes you engage the inner thighs and your knees are going straight up. And feel like somebody's grabbed your knees and is pulling them away from you, so you feel lengthening that way. The neck relax, shoulders relax. Let's just do some very gentle shoulder arm lift over the head. Take your arms behind you and bring them back. Squeeze the tummy, squeeze the bottom. Make sure you're engaged. You should really feel this in your lower back, but the muscles in your back. If you're not sure, just hold underneath and you'll feel those muscles either side of your spine really hard and engaging. That's exactly what we're working. But we're squeezing that tummy, which is supporting those muscles. One more breath here. Let's curl down. I want to go up again, and I'm going to lift the leg into this position and hold for a few breaths, then we switch. So again, this sort of isometric hold. Let's get those shoulders down, hands on the floor, feet hip width apart. Breathe in, breathe out, flatten that back, get that back flat, get the back stretched, get the tummy engaged. Then we're going to peel off. 1, 2, 3, 4. Squeeze that bottom, let the ribs relax. Stretching here like someone's pulling your legs. Let's just lift the right foot off the floor and hold here. So now it's this left glute that's kicking in. Squeeze it, lift it, breathe, relax the neck. Squeeze that tummy. Keep pushing through the floor with that foot. Push. One more breath. Let's switch sides. Right foot down. Squeeze that bottom. Lift those hips. Left foot lifts. Again, relax the neck. Relax the shoulders. Squeeze the bottom. Push the right foot into the floor. Squeeze that tummy. Squeeze the pelvic floor. And breathe. Don't grip with your hands or your feet. One more. Foot down, breathe in, roll down. Wonderful. Bring the right knee into the chest, roll around. Oh, we've worked hard, change direction with that knee. We'll go into some nice stretching before we sort of cool down. Let's switch legs. I think we've worked quite a lot of muscles today. Left knee in and roll it round. So feeling a nice loosening, massaging of your lower back. We'll do a little stretch to loosen up our backs as well. Did a lot of nice muscular back work last week, so hopefully should feel good. Lovely. Let's keep this knee in, lengthen that leg away. So really stretching this hip flexor and working on mobility. Pull the knee in, keep neutral so you're not flat. Again, lengthen the neck, but have a little gentle look from side to side. So you're lengthening, but you're just giving it a little stretch as well. And hold the head one side. And breathe. And gently the other side. Lovely. Let's switch legs. So bring the right knee in, lengthen the left leg away. Let's have a little look right and left again. Gently rolling the head side to side. Really lengthening that other leg away as if someone's grabbed it and is pulling it. So you're really stretching this hip flexor at the front. Let's hold the head over to the right. Look down. Stretch that neck. And rotate, looking the other way. Wonderful. Gently bring the feet to the floor, both feet down. I'm going to roll over onto my tummy. A little stretch for the lower back, because we always do our child pose, which rounds the back that way, but we never arch and stretch this way so much, so that's what I want to do. So I want to have your elbows under your shoulders and don't collapse, so you push up. If that's too much or really feeling it in your back, just bring your hands forward a bit so it's not as an intense stretch. But we're basically doing an arch in the back. Try and relax the tummy, relax the neck down. Again, engage the shoulders, push them back so you're supporting yourself. But you can just feel some lengthening a bit, feel that back stretching. Stretching the tummy. Lovely. Then coming down, I'm going to bend my knees, pick my feet up, and gently sway side to side. You can let your head relax down. So this is just to loosen up the back. And then what I want to do is one at a time. So feet both on the floor. I'm going to bend my left knee. Hands, I'm going to support myself, and I'm going to roll it over a little bit. So it's called the scorpion. So imagine your foot is like a scorpion's tail. And you just go back with what you're comfortable with. It stretches the leg, but it gets a nice opening in the hips. And you just work with what you're comfortable with. It's a small roll side to side. You can push up into your hands a bit more if that's more comfortable. It's just getting that leg back so you get a nice stretch through the hips, through the lower back. One more. Lovely. Push back into child pose. And we're stretching the back the other way, so stretching it this way. So lots of nice stretches. So I'm going to do a hamstring stretch, and then I'm going to stretch our quads again, and then we shall have a bit of relaxation. So hamstring, I'm going to do a four-way stretch actually. Let's take the legs out in front. I'm just going to switch sideways so you see me better. And I'm going to reach up, trying to grow as much as I can. If you need to have slightly bent knees, that's fine. Reach, 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 round, round, down. So with breath. It's like you're rolling over a barrel and trying to dive into your belly button. So you get a real nice stretch in the back as well as stretching your hamstrings. Dive over. Let's reverse. I'm going to slide the hands down and lift up. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. And in. Lovely. Let's bring the right leg into the thigh. And then the same hand as leg. I'm just going to reach behind and reach up and over and just looking into the eye of the elbow, using this hand to kind of open up that chest a little bit. And I'm just looking up here, trying to relax, feeling it in the back. You can always look down if your neck has any tension. Otherwise, can we reach a bit more? Now let the head look down, even though the arm is over, trying to reach towards the toe. Then we're going to rotate, take the chest towards the leg and just relax down, thinking of your forehead towards your knee or your nose towards your knee. And just stretching into this leg, you're feeling it here. You can add your own stretch, you can flex the foot, you can grab the foot. Again, work with whatever is going to give you a little bit of stretch and challenge, but without any injury. Release, lovely. Let's switch sides. Leg out, other leg in. Let's reach behind, reach up and over. Looking into the eye of that elbow. And then reach a bit more and let the head just look down so there's no stress in the neck. And then we turn the chest towards the leg, reach down. Breathing into it, find the space, find a little bit where you can get into. Again, add your own stretch on if you want, flex the foot, grab the foot, whatever enhances it. Relax the knee, try not to engage it, let it relax, breathe into it, find that space. And wherever you get to is exactly where your body's meant to be. Wonderful, let's come down to the floor, hug the knees in, oh lovely, crossing the right ankle over the left knee, hug those in. We want to stretch these glutes, we do a lot, especially on all fours, taking the leg in and out and those bridges, so we need to give this a nice stretch, hugging it in however you feel you really get that stretch in that outside hip. Again, try and relax the neck and shoulders. And let's put that left foot down. Hands to the side, let the legs fall over to the left, keeping that ankle on the knee. Keeping the shoulders down, and you can gaze down your right arm towards your hand. Getting this lovely stretch in the back and the glutes, twisting the upper spine away from the lower spine. Start to think about cooling down, winding down. Nice gentle breath. Let's gently lift those legs and let them keeping them in the same position, just let them fall the other way. Your stretch is now in the front of your left leg. Let's look over to your left shoulder, down your arm, keeping both shoulders down. And gently come back to center. Let's take those legs back to our set up position. Let's cross the left leg over the right knee, picking them up, squeezing that in. Just noticing the subtle differences between each leg. Is it tighter? Is it easier? Are there any pains? Just listen to your body, sense what's going on. And then let's put the foot down, hands to the side, legs gently over to the right, shoulders down. Let's look over the left shoulder, down the left arm. And gently head back to centre. Let's change legs. So I've got an Apple Watch, very exciting. Do you know how many calories I've burnt in this class? 365, can you believe that? And that's in 53 minutes. So shows you, normally Pilates is about 100 and normally it's only about 150 calories, 200. But with all that plank stuff, it really does, all those isometrics, you have to use so much body effort. Let's switch sides. You really burn the calories off, which is good. So now you can go and eat a big dinner and not feel guilty. Switching sides, looking at the other arm, relax the neck. Wonderful. Gently come back to centre. We're going to go into a little bit of relaxation. Finding a position that's comfortable for you, either legs out, arms out, on your side, on your back. You can always have a blanket over you, have your feet on the floor, knees bent if your back's uncomfortable. Just find something that's comfortable for you. Closing the eyes and just starting to think about your breath and your body. Just focusing on that breath. Let it be natural breath to you in your eye, just through your nose. Going to do a slightly different cool down today. More of a sort of happiness one to promote joy. Again, just closing those eyes, feeling yourself sink into the floor with every out breath. And just doing a little scan of your body. Just sensing how it feels. So from your eyes, down your face, into your neck, into your shoulders. How they feel on the floor. Are they relaxed? Down the body, down the tummy. Just making a little note of anything you can sense. Is there any tension? Is there anything relaxed? How's it feeling? And scan down those legs, down the knees, into the feet. And just breathing naturally, just sensing your tummy and your chest rise and fall with your breath. Just giving you energy, giving you life. And then I want you to imagine a tiny, tiny pinprick of light right inside your tummy. And that light is just really small, but it's just shining through and it's just full of warmth, full of well-being, full of feeling fulfilled. And that light is just slowly starting to get bigger inside your tummy, and it's starting to spread through your body. So that pinprick is now a 50p and then a dinner plate, and it's just getting bigger and bigger and spreading through your body, and it's just bringing that fulfillment, contentment, well-being with every part of your body it reaches, starting to reach down into your legs and up into your chest, down over your knees, into your calves, up through your neck, down your arms, into your hands, into your face, into your feet, and just feeling content, and just take a moment here for yourself. Let's start to bring some awareness back to the breath, so just breathing in, breathing out, sensing your body. Let's have a little wiggle of those fingers and toes. Maybe a little circle of the hands and the ankles. And then let's have a full body stretch, arms up. Placing the feet on the floor one at a time. Bring those knees into the chest, giving yourself a little hug, massaging that lower back into the floor. And then gently let's roll over to our right hand side, coming into a child pose. And as we're in this position, we can open the eyes. And very gently letting the light in, starting to lift the head. Coming up. Come to a comfortable sitting position. Let's have a little breathe to finish. Hope you like that cool down, a bit different. I was meditating this morning and they did that and I thought, oh, I'm going to pinch that for Pilates. I think I've been doing the other one for so many years. It's nice to mix it up. Breathing in. But let's have your feedback, because I do like to know if that's felt more relaxed or you prefer the other one. Breathe in one more and stretch and give yourselves a clap. Next week we're going to use the small balls, so if you don't have one, I think I've sent you an Amazon link. They're only a few quid.